Hi, and welcome my guest to the fan today, Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. How are you doing?
I'm good, yeah. Pleasant Saturday afternoon for me.
It's a nice day today.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that summer's on the way. I'm over winter, though.
I'm so done with winter. So
Yeah.
done.
Usually March rolls around and everybody's done with winter, so...
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
I'm a summer baby. I was born on the first day of summer, so I'm not made for this cold.
First day of summer is like, what, May 21st or something?
Yeah.
Or June? Or no, is it May?
First day of summer is June 21st.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I'm not far off. I'm May 29th, but yeah same thing.
Okay, are you ready for some wrestling questions?
Throw me right in the fire immediately. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, first question. As soon as my dog stops barking. Rhea, stop.
It's adding to the difficulty of these questions.
Right? What was it that got you into wrestling?
I will ultimately say it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the one easy answer.
Nice. Okay. Who were some of your childhood favorites?
I had a King Kong Bundy LJN figure, and that was pretty much all I knew about wrestling as a child before I was about 12. And that's when I found Stone Cold. So
nice. And who do you like now?
Now I like so much. It's crazy. If you named a company, I could name probably 10 guys that I'm a fan of. 10, right now, I think Rhea Ripley is probably my favorite wrestler to watch.
I like her. She's one of my favorites too. Okay, where did your career as a wrestler begin? Where did you train? How did you pick up your unique style of wrestling?
I began my career in a place called LLWA, which was in Hamilton, Ontario. It was a little place out of a industrial warehouse that had a wrestling ring, and they ran student shows out of there. And it was just my first chance to get involved in the wrestling community. And the wrestling community, as you know, is it's a very tight-knit group, and it's a very supportive group, and it was something I really needed at the time. So when I started, it was the only thing I loved and the only thing I knew, and it still is to this day. It's made me who I am. My unique style comes from my trainer that came later on when I started training with Hotshot Italian Divine. He was trained in the Heart Dungeon, and he really gave me this style of hard hitting, but I was also a fan so much of guys like Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero, so I tried to introduce some of their styles, which is more the ground the mat-based wrestling and the suplexes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So who inspires you to keep with it all today, to keep going?
I think it's my inner child. That would be the easy way. I know with everything I do, I keep satisfying my inner child. I don't believe that I would ever have been a wrestler when I was 12 years old. I never had this dream because I never thought it possible. So everything I do, every single thing, is just icing on the cake for me.
That's what I like that answer. What would you say your strengths are as a wrestler?
That's a really good question. Because I know that people, fans or wrestlers that I've wrestled and stuff, might have a different answer than me. I think my biggest strength is that, in the most high-pressure situations, the ones where everybody usually, cracks and breaks and gets really nervous, I seem to just, embrace it and, accept it and push through. I kind of like those high-pressure situations.
Yeah. What about some weaknesses? What are some of your weaknesses?
For sure, I'm getting older and things hurt a lot more. So, wrestling in all these companies with people that are 20 to 25 years old and they're still invincible, I feel I need to take extra precautions to make sure I can keep up with them now to this day. And other weaknesses, just it's another very good question. Can we round back to that one?
You can simply say, I have no weaknesses, I'm just that awesome.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to say that. I would really like to find like a really good answer for that one. So,
See, I would say that.
yeah, but you can say that. I wouldn't. Maybe my humility is my biggest weakness because
I just got a big ego. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. What has been a challenging moment for you in your career, and how did you overcome it?
I think my neck injury is the easy answer for this one because, it's such a crazy injury, and at the time it just looked insurmountable to even come back at all or to come back and be better than I was before. And I just never stopped. I just kept pushing forward, and I still do to this day. I liken it like when I tell people, I say like it was a snowball rolling down a hill, and it kept gaining momentum and gaining momentum and gaining momentum, and like I'm still rolling down the hill. So like I have more momentum every day, and more like weight behind me every single day. So I just try to keep that momentum going.
Yeah. What's the one thing you have that makes you stand out from all other wrestlers? What makes you unique besides your wrestling style?
I think that I look at wrestling as a fan still. So when I'm wrestling in the ring and I'm putting on a match for a live crowd, I really think that I look at things differently because a lot of guys look at this and they're like, I want to do this move or I want to do this specific spot or something, but they'll just like shoehorn it in. And I've learned that lesson over years and years and years. And it was when I stepped away from my neck injury where I spent a year just watching everybody else wrestle that I realized like when I was wrestling before, even though like I was regarded as being good and stuff like that, I wasn't wrestling for the fans. I was wrestling for myself. And now when I came back, now I just try to look at it from their perspective because they're the ones paying to see us, right?
Was that hard for you when you had to sit back just watch and just be a fan?
It was super hard because I'm like a super like hands-on. I want to get in there and do everything myself and whatever kind of guy. I want to help and like, just I went stir crazy, but it was inevitably what gave me that momentum to push myself to come back.
Was there times that you just kind of had to stop yourself from jumping up and getting in there?
Yeah, I was every single show, every single time I was watching the show, I wanted to be in there for every single match, and still to this day, like if I'm match 3 on a show, I'll watch match 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I'll be like, man, I wish I was wrestling again on the show.
There was a show that Steve couldn't shoot because he had an infected tooth that put him down and out, and he just had to watch. And I literally had to pull him back because he was ready to take out his phone and start shooting pictures with his phone. So he gets that.
Yeah, this is what you do, right? It's like sitting back and not doing it for a change. It's a wild transition.
Okay. So when talking to other wrestlers, almost everyone tells me that you have been their favorite match or that you are their top pick, dream match. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel awesome because when I was coming up and I was wrestling, I had several guys that I looked up to and that I wanted to have matches with, and either it never happened because they were never interested in wrestling anybody that wasn't their friend or somebody they were familiar with, or it did happen and it was a letdown because they just didn't want to be giving in the match. Like understandably, like I was nobody, and they were concerned that I could protect them and make sure like the match was good or whatever. So now like I kind of gave me a chip on my shoulder. So every time I love wrestling new guys. Like you've seen it in PWA, like Nolan Pink and Judas Icarus and any of these newer guys that come in early in their career, and like I just want to give them their best match. I want to overperform for them so they have a really fond memory of it, because I have so many bad memories of wrestling guys that have all this experience and all this name value early on in my career.
And you're just like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing the best I can do.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Is there anyone living or dead who you would love to have a match with?
Eddie Guerrero is the number one. I mean, he's on my shirt right here. I'll give you a little sneak peek.
Yeah, he was one of our favorites too.
Yeah.
Who would be your dream match within the indie circuit?
That's a tough one. Because it could potentially be almost anybody, right? So many guys have gotten signed recently. There's not so many people left. I think indie circuit. Throw out some names and I'll see if I can.
Oh.
Like you're talking
No,
Ontario and Canada, or are you just anywhere?
Let's keep it locally to what I mostly know here: 365, crossbody. Yeah, those guys.
I regard my match with Judas Icarus to be maybe my best match of all time. From right before everything got locked down last year. It was like January. And we were supposed to wrestle again in March, late March, before everything got locked down. And like that was one I was really looking forward to. So I'll say that one.
Nice. Would you ever fight Pretty Ricky?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I kind of want to see that.
I don't know if he wants to wrestle me or if he, like, you know, if he sarcastically says he wants to wrestle me. But, like, we've had discussions about it. It's just never happened. Yeah.
I'll talk to him about that. Next month we're doing a fun questions interview.
Yeah.
I'll put the seed.
Well, you know Pretty Ricky. He's always got some, like, kind of smart-ass way of saying things. And,
he does.
He's always been like, hey, man, wait till we get in there and tie it up. And I'm just like, yeah, sure.
Should just, like, make it happen once wrestling's back here, like, behind his back. Surprise!
Yeah. Just have a surprise,
I'm going
like,
to destroy
he's
you.
wrestling a mystery opponent. Yeah.
That would be fun. No, we have to talk to Eddie. Make that happen.
Make it happen. You guys make it happen for me, alright? I don't have any pull.
I don't know. I think if you talk to Eddie, you'd have pull.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. When things come back to normal, I'll be wanting to wrestle like every single day of the week, so I'm sure we can fit it in.
Okay. What was it like being one half of a tag team, True North, with Ethan Page?
It was. We spent the better half of the last decade being a tag team together, and once we finally went to Impact and formed the North and won those championships that you see behind me, the Impact Tag Team Championship. That was one of those things where I'm saying, like, my inner child would have never believed that I would go to Impact Wrestling or win a championship or be regarded as one of the best tag teams in that company. So everything's just, like, a pleasant surprise and just an amazing experience.
Yeah. Tell me about your match with Sabu and getting plummeled on the table with a chair.
Yeah. He gave me the Sabu leg drop with the chair to my face and broke me through a table. Sabu, in the moment, I will say that it was, like, crazy and frustrating a little bit and, like, weird. And then afterwards, I look back on it and I'm just like, I wrestled Sabu. And I wrestled him a few times. Like, I wrestled in the ECW arena and I wrestled him again in New York City. But, like, I was like, I wrestled Sabu. Like, that's insane. If you, like, he's probably the biggest name, him or RVD is probably the biggest name on my, like, 12-year-old, like, hey, you're going to wrestle this guy and beat him one day. That my 12-year-old self would be like, you're lost your mind, man. Like, come on. Yeah, he's awesome. Like, he's, like, 60 years old or almost 60. He had 2 hip replacements. And, like, he's doing, like, springboard, tornado DDT still, and, like, all this stuff. He's just, like, a guy, like, I don't want to say that I'm like him because hopefully, like, I have, like, he's pretty broken down. I don't want to be like that, but, like, he just loves wrestling. He'll just do whatever to make sure he has an awesome match. And, like, to have that mentality still at almost 60, like, it's awesome.
So would you say you hope that your love for wrestling is still there at 60?
I know my love for wrestling is going to be there at 60. I just hope I don't need 2 hip replacements before I'm 60.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah.
So, the discipline you have in the ring, do you bring that to your everyday life with your diet and your workouts?
Yeah, I bring it to everything in my life. Like, I think it's like a form of OCD. Like, I just, anything I do, like, when I first started wrestling, I was 18 years old. I dropped out of university, but I needed a job to pay for gas and insurance and all this stuff so that I could drive to shows. And, like, wrestling was the thing that motivated me to even get a job. Like, before that, I had zero motivation to do anything. And I started doing truck tires and, like, industrial tire repair. And, like, I made myself, like, indispensable at that because I needed to take time off all the time for wrestling shows. So I needed to show the company I was working for that I'm way better than everybody else here 4 days a week, so I can take that day off and not get in trouble, you know what I mean? So, like, it's just, like, the thing that's drilled into my head that, like, anything I do, I make sure I do it to the best of my ability. And, like, the same thing goes with, like, working out and diet and stuff. If I'm going to commit myself to something, I'm committed 110%.
Awesome. What moment in your career are you most proud of?
The second Impact Tag Team Championship victory at Bound for Glory, where we beat the Good Brothers, was like pretty high up there because it was the biggest stage I'd ever been on and all this other stuff, and we just over-delivered. And then afterwards, I came to the back and there was a camera in my face within like 10 seconds, and they were like, 3 minutes, live promo, go. And like, I just like knocked that one out of the park. It's probably one of the best promos I've ever cut in my life, and like, things were just on a different level.
Nice. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
I do like some band stretches and pull aparts, and I'll visualize things that I think may happen in the match, and like just visually, like in my head, watching it like a movie, like I think it would play out, helps me when I'm in the ring, and that's about it. I'm pretty quiet, as you know, so
I think this is the most we've either heard any of us talk.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you collect any wrestling memorabilia or other things?
I don't purposely collect anything. Like I've thought about this recently, that like there's so much stuff from early in my career that I just like threw out or donated to the Salvation Army. Because like I don't like clutter. That's part of like my OCD thing. I want things to be like very well organized. But in recent years, I keep all the T-shirts I get from wrestling. So whether they're mine or promotions or something like that, like I'm gonna have boxes and boxes of T-shirts to look back on.
Okay. What's next for you in your career as a wrestler? Do you have a specific goal that has not yet been achieved?
I am going to establish myself as the top single star in the world.
Nice.
And I'm going to do that by winning championship gold at Impact Wrestling in the next year.
Nice. And I'm holding you to that. I want to see it.
Oh, me too. Put all the pressure on me.
Once wrestling is back up and running in Ontario here, what do you hope to bring to the table?
I want to bring more eyes to the Canadian wrestling scene. There's been a lot of discussion about Canadian wrestling, especially recently. And I made it my goal like 3 years ago, before I was ever in Impact and all this stuff, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But like, I looked at the scene and I was stuck here because I couldn't go to America where everybody gets all this notoriety and fame for wrestling on these big shows. And I was just like, we have so many talented guys here in Ontario and all across Canada.
Yeah.
But like, nobody gets to see it. Like, sure, there's IWTV and there's YouTube and stuff like that, but there's nothing that's caught fire enough in Canada that gets like global eyes on the scene here. And I just want to make the scene here like the scene blew up in England a few years ago, and the scene has blown up like in other pockets all over the world, so that these guys that, you know, can't go to America legally and wrestle and stuff like that don't have to hustle and lie and do all the stuff I had to do. They can get notoriety for wrestling here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? Ready for some fun questions?
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
I will warn you, they can get pretty weird.
Okay, I'm ready. I don't know what to expect, but I'm ready.
You don't. And people have told me they tend to get to know me through these questions quite well. So they know. Okay, here we go. Would you rather have no nose or no arms?
No nose.
Because you kind of need your arms to wrestle, right?
much anything else in my life.
Yeah.
And,
Who would win in a fight between Superman and Batman?
I think Superman. Oh, but Batman's really smart, and you can just do some kryptonite trickery. I'll go with Batman because I prefer Batman.
Good choice. What animal is the biggest party animal?
I want to say like a little Shih Tzu dog or something like that. Those ones that are just like, they look like they're hopped up all the time.
Like a little chihuahua or something.
Yeah, the ones that are just nonstop, like moving around all over the place and they never shut up. Those ones.
Where did the name Pina Colada come from?
Pina colada?
Yep.
Is one of those words coconut? I don't know.
It's a drink,
Yeah,
which I've recently tried and don't like.
Oh, you don't like it?
No.
I love pina colada.
I don't. I think because there's rum in there. I don't like rum.
Yeah, I don't like alcohol, like, pretty much period, but like they have a Bang energy drink has a pina colada flavor.
Oh yeah.
And it just tastes like I'm on vacation. So like I think that's what my brain like.
See, a good drink for when you're on vacation if you want to get that feel, a Blue Lagoon.
A what?
A Blue Lagoon.
Oh, Blue Lagoon. Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, they're good. Okay, which would you prefer to have as your roommate? A goat or a bird?
A goat, 100%. No, there's no even argument here.
Because birds are just evil.
Birds. Yeah, birds, like, just the way they move their heads, like, I get creeped out.
Birds are like the spawn of Satan. I hate them.
Yeah, I completely, wholeheartedly agree. And I would love to have, like, one of those little miniature goats that does backflips.
Oh, that'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
Oh. I think I would be a banana because it's versatile and it can do many things.
There we go. What is the worst, most annoying catchphrase?
I think the fact of the matter is like my most loathed thing to hear everybody say in promos.
I hate hearing, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
I hate that. That drives
Any
me
of
nuts.
those cliches, like, you'll hear in promo, when the dust settles and it's all said and done. Like, that kind of stuff. I'm just like, oh man, people don't actually talk like this. Yeah.
What is the worst song ever?
The worst song ever?
Mm-hmm.
I hate Lady Marmalade.
Oh, I like that song.
No, I don't know why. Like, it comes on like, Spotify playlists for me sometimes, and, like, I'm immediately skipping. I think it came on today, that's why it's fresh in my mind, but...
The song comes on your playlist, you're just like, no!
Yeah, no. Yeah.
What Disney princess would make the best spy?
The best spy Disney princess. See, I'm not too well versed in the Disney princesses.
Okay, there's Cinderella.
Yeah.
Ariel.
No.
Snow White. She's sneaky.
Hmm.
Rapunzel. She's really sneaky. She got out of that tower and everything, man.
Fair.
Who else is there?
Does Pocahontas count?
Yeah, she's kind of like a princess, yeah.
Yeah, she's like athletic and everything, so I can picture her like doing some stuff.
I'm also not that good with my princesses.
Yeah.
I like the villains more.
I've watched The Good Dinosaur and the remake of The Lion King 7,000 times, but like, other than that...
Lita's more of a tomboy, so she's not so much into the princess scene. So.
Yeah.
So, what superhero / villain would make the best therapist?
Superhero / villain. I mean, the Joker would probably have some, like, first-hand knowledge of what mental illness is, I think. So maybe you could guide someone along.
The Joker or Harley Quinn. They would be very interesting therapists.
Well, Harley Quinn was a therapist or something, right?
She was, yeah. And then, like, the Joker, like, messed with her brain.
Yeah, what's that thing called where like the nurse falls in love with the patient.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did
it's a
to
thing.
her.
I forget what it's called.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most useless word?
Like.
Like.
Like. Or like. Yeah. Well, I'll just set it. See, like.
All right. What would you rather have? An arm that regenerates every month, or a leg that grows back in every month?
So I'm losing one of them every month? Or like it has to fall off every month?
Well, yeah, I guess your arm would fall off, but then it would regenerate every month. Your leg would just kind of grow back into you.
Oh. I would take the arm, I guess.
Because that's just kind of weird, your leg growing back.
I'm just physically like picturing this happening, and I'm just like, I don't know what movie it is.
The look
like,
on your face just made me picture.
Well, no, there's some movie, I can't remember what it is, a guy gets his arm knocked off, and he has like a miniature hand, and it slowly grows back.
I know that movie. I don't know the name of it though, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, he's got like a little tiny hand for most of the movie, and that's finally like fully grown, and like, oh, it's Blade, I think.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, one of the Blade movies.
Would you rather walk around with a salad for a head or broccoli for arms?
Broccoli for arms. Yes, I'll go with that.
Either way, you're screwed. You're going to have every type of animal that gets vegetables after you.
Yeah. At least I can like stuff my arms into something, my broccoli arms.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I love pineapple on pizza.
Gross.
Nah, it belongs. Anyone that's like a fan of anything culinary, like and like really good food, you need a little sweet to counteract the salty, you know? And that cheese is salty.
I don't like it on pizza, but I've had it in spaghetti, and I like it in spaghetti.
I mean, it would be, most people, I don't know if they know, I'm a bit of a cook, tomato sauce, which is kind of sour, they put a lot of brown sugar in it in traditional tomato sauces. So maybe the pineapple is like the sweetness instead of the brown sugar. That would work.
Yeah. How many times a day do you look in the mirror?
When I wake up, when I get out of the shower, and maybe right before bed. So 3 times maybe.
Any other time he might pass in the mirror and flex his arm and go, yeah, that's right.
Sadly, I can't flex my arms anymore, so I tore my bicep years ago, and now I just don't even look in the mirror.
Okay, then. What would you do if fear was not a factor and you could not fail?
Oof. Fear was not a factor and I couldn't fail. I mean, I kind of am, like, doing that now. I've passed up about 4 or 5 careers that would be paying me up to $200K a year by now in the course of my wrestling career to pursue my wrestling career. Like, if this was roulette, I put it all on black long ago. So, and like, sometimes I'm not afraid, but like I question that decision. But because sometimes things are tough. But like, I would say I'm doing it already. I think it's just pursuing your dream. I think that's the toughest thing for most people.
Does a bear poop in the woods?
Yes, absolutely. Everything poops. Everything.
Josh, can you tell me, is there anyone smarter than me?
Than you?
Yep.
I will say absolutely not, because this is your show.
Good answer. You guys heard that. Can never disagree with me when I ask that question.
Yeah, it's just going to be that 10-second clip going around YouTube. Josh Alexander says...
Why do we yawn?
Isn't it like a lack of oxygen in the moment or something like that? I think that's probably like a old wives' tale or whatever they call it. Like
that's what they say. I'm just tired. I'm just tired all the time.
I yawn frequently when I'm not even tired, though. Like, I'm just like, it's like a thing I do. I don't know.
Why is Caillou bald?
I don't know anything about Caillou. I don't.
Well,
he's a controversial figure in America. Did you know this?
No. I know here here parents do not like Caillou because he makes your kids bratty.
Oh, okay, fair. But like, I don't know what parents are watching TVO at like 1 p.m. Like, just like my kid gets like Sesame Street, so he learns how to like read and write for a little bit and have some fun stuff, and like that's it for that stuff. Like Caillou, he got canceled. I think he got canceled or taken off TV recently because I was in America and I had a bunch of people at Impact Tapings like making fun of me because Caillou got canceled, and like I guess that's the Canadian children's content that's made it to America for all these guys that have kids, so they hate him too. But yeah, I don't know.
You're just like, I don't know anything about Caillou.
I never watched
They could cancel him, I don't care. Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side. As my father would say.
Why do men have nipples? I'm just going to take some water while you think on that.
Well, what symmetry is beauty or something, so I guess it would look kind of weird with nothing there. I don't know.
What's the most ridiculous fact you know?
Oof. What's that one? I don't even know. The human head weighs 12 pounds or whatever is like the only thing that comes to mind right now.
Well, I did not know that.
I could tell you that Abyss started wrestling in 1996. Here you go.
I know a bunch of useless facts.
Yeah, everything I know that's useless is like is wrestling related. Like, you know, Christian started wrestling in 1995. You know, I could tell you like the origins of many wrestlers.
I know. I can give you one you can use. Next time you're around a group of people, tell them that a hippopotamus, their milk is bright pink.
All right. I mean,
it's a useless fact that makes people give you that face.
I'm gonna have to Google this because you might be setting me up for failure. Like, I'm gonna say that to a group of people. They'll be like, "No, it's not.
It's
what
pink.
Are you talking about?"
It's pink. Yeah. Trust me. You Google
right.
it. You will find it.
I'm gonna find a YouTube video of this.
I've never looked up a YouTube video of it, but I have Googled it before.
I'm sure there's like several thousand of them though.
See, I like to research things, right? Something will pop in my head or somebody will say something to me and I'll be like, I have to research into this.
But when do you wake up and be like, hey, what color is a hippopotamus milk? Like,
well, when you would wake up and ask this question when you were me. And nobody wants to live in my brain, trust me.
I'm learning things. You are right. You are right.
What are 3 things you can buy at a grocery store to make the cashier give you a weird look?
Oh, geez. I mean, that's a tough question. It would depend on, like, who the cashier is. Like, it could be, like, a super healthy cashier, and I could just buy, like, terrible food for myself.
Go in there all buff and just buy, like, crap load of junk food.
Yeah, I would, like, or I just go and just buy all alcohol at the grocery store, like a whole cart.
There's something a weird look.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see how other people have answered that one specifically.
I haven't asked that question before.
Oh, okay.
I try to not do too many repeat questions. It's starting to get a little hard.
Fair.
But yeah, I try to not do too many repeat questions. Okay. Brushing your teeth or wiping your butt. You have to give one up. Which one would it be and why?
I would give up wiping my butt because I would just shower.
There you go. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Oh God. The zombie apocalypse. I can't say that word. You know what I'm saying. Yes. Has begun. You have an SUV and a baseball bat. Where are you going first?
I would go to the woods. I would find a nice secluded home atop a mountain in the woods.
And just play baseball with some zombies.
Yeah, I would totally try to just get as far away from it as possible for one. But yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the CDC says it's coming, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, all this COVID shit going on, you never know.
Just keeps getting worse. So.
Yeah. Okay. What's the worst tagline you can think of for a brand that sells wart removal cream? I crack myself up with these.
A tagline for wart removal cream. I mean, I think that the best part is just the question. I don't think the answer really matters. You know?
Okay. We can move on if you want.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
Would you rather have a disease that makes you say every thought that ever crossed your mind, or a disease that makes you react very inappropriately to all the interactions that happen to you and around you?
Those are both terrible. Like, there's no good answer. I would pick the first one though, if I had to pick, because then I'd just be like a crazy guy. I wouldn't
just
be
get
like
rid of the
somebody
filter.
that assaults people. You know?
Oh god. Okay. You're now a superhero with an unlikely power. Is it the ability to shoot meatballs out of your nostrils? Or the power to create force fields, but only around ants?
I'm gonna take the meatballs, so at least I can make dinner for my family really easy. You know?
Not ball meatballs.
Make this practical.
You could ask your boys that question later. See what they say.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal that one, yeah.
You're now the president, but you can only make changes that improve the lives of cats in your jurisdiction. What 3 things would you change to support the felines in your community?
I'm not a cat person, you know?
But you're the president. You have to do it for the cats. Come on.
Alright, I would make something to make sure cats make sure people aren't allergic to cats somehow. Like fix the cats so they're not making people sneeze like they do me. So like more people will love them and take them in. What other improvements could you make for cats? Better. I mean, more cheese or mice or whatever it is. Mice, yeah. If you get more cheese, and you
More
get more
cheese,
mice,
they'll be
yeah. And I'd wrap carpets around all the
trees.
Trees and stuff, so they can scratch at that stuff.
Then they don't scratch the bark and kill the trees?
Yes. That's an actual practical thank you. You have guided me through that one.
Okay. Alright,
my grandmother's house, she had like 4 cats, and like the banisters on her stairs were all wrapped in carpet. That's all I remember.
I would have loved to
and
see that.
It was hideous, but like the cats loved it, so.
My grandma had an awesome old antique banister, and we used to slide down it. Yep, I actually slid down a banister as a kid. It was cool.
Didn't it have like the stopper at the end? That, like,
yep, that hurt your bum quite a bit.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful with that.
Hurt your bum. Alright, people. That's Josh Alexander, Walking Weapon. Thank you for coming on the show. I had
thanks
fun.
for having me.
I hope you had fun.
I did, and I learned a little bit. I'm going to go Google that a hippopotamus is milk.
You go Google it. It's pink.
All right.
All right. Josh has some Googling to do. We're going to go save some cats. Make the world better. Have a good day, people. Keep it safe. Stay at home. See you in the next one.